So this is why I do not think you should buy an apartment. When you actually go out to buy a house, very often that you need the mortgage, leveraging. So when you are leveraging it, ultimately you will be minimize your earnings or your losses. So it's very important that you want to make sure that if you're going to using the tools that the assets you're buying will be going up in value. So the reason for the apartment, why I do not like people buying apartment, or I do not think that you should buy an apartment, the first thing is actually on the housing demand. If there's a lot of supply there, that means the price will come down. So we talked about it in our previous video. So when you look at the apartments, when they build it, could be 100, 200. Some might have a small apartment like 40 or something, but it's still they're increasing quite a lot of supply in that area. The second thing is that you could buy a Neiman. And I think that if you Google it, a lot of people they buy those apartments and they ended up in a leaky house, or there is a construction defect on the building. Unfortunately, I think they are like developer out there, they just get things done cheap. They don't really care about the quality. And I understand in Australia, compared to New Zealand, it's probably got really strict council inspection process. Yes, it's taking longer, but generally speaking, I think the quality of the bill is actually better in New Zealand compared to in Australia, because you have this like a separate third-party verification process, which is kind of speed up the process. But unfortunately, it's probably a lot of buildings actually just not that quality. So I think that's a bit of a concern there. Unless you've done your own due diligence and very careful of what you are doing, otherwise you could actually end up buying a Neiman. Third thing is actually a very cost strata fee. So it's actually very often it's probably not in your control, because they will be committee there and they decide how much they're going to charging, from all the owners in the building. Ultimately, that if your strata fee is higher, obviously it's going to affect your house price as well. So when you actually look at that, you could be buying a Neiman, your strata fee could be higher, supply and demand, it could be an oversupply in the area. You found yourselves unable to sit in the better position if you actually own your home. And that's the reason that I do not think it's a good idea to buy an apartment.